Hello, if I could just get a statement.
Who even is that?
Some reporter from the trial, something like iterations of Trish or Muse, something. I wasn't formally introduced.
Anyway, you were saying...
You better not make trouble. I may be in exile at the dead end, but I'm still sheriff. Nothing you can do will ever change that. Nothing evers. My mind's made up forever as far as that goes. This is my block, and I run Troublemaker straight out of town. There's nothing you could reveal or say that would change my mind. So don't you dare reveal any secrets or try to make it up or change my mind.
Next time on Evers After. Those who don't learn are doomed to repeat the same mistake. And just when you think it's all behind you, a bombshell comes crashing back down at your new normal. Seems like it's always a bomb, and it's always big. Sometimes all it takes to get to the bottom of what set it off is a simple question. Looking back, the only question I have is, did I do at all?
Is the camera on? Is it on? Are we live? Fabulous. We are here with this special on the scene, people on the street, out live in the most famous block in the whole entire Fourth Ward, American Lane. And I have with me the biggest surprise guest in the history of Big. That's right, people. The one and only Samantha Evers, one and only mom, returned just in time for my very special walking views with talking on Muse Carinary, playing Trish's Ishing Trish.
Hi, Muse. I really need to get back to tell Sama.
So, where to start? It's all so much. You left during the Fourth War, correct?
I was conscripted. Hexen are traditionally pre-drafted, but that's someone else's story.
Conscripted how?
In more ways than one. They knew it was the only way that we could fight to protect our family.
And you did well in the wars?
How can you do well in a wartime? There's no winner, just the last one standing.
Then you do good. I'm asking what you would tell me if I asked you that.
I left to lead a monster away from my daughter, from my block, from my family. I'm afraid monsters found them anyway. The rest is history.
The rest is history. No more powerful words spoken. Everything that isn't now or the future is history, people.
That was another Evers After. Yet again. Why? Next up, has your love life slipped and fallen? We'll get that hump back into those broken hips. Radiation Ships is now on WSPN. The Spoon.
Ecto hunters and mystic knights, snake troublers, settlers, and survivors, to all you radheads out there in Radiation Nation, we're bringing you the love, relationship, and self-help advice they don't want you to hear. Broadcasting live from our EBS compound, an undisclosed location deep in the lines of the Sadlands. Our hearts pure, backs strong, and eyes shielded from the glare of the bone waste. I'm your host, Radd, Flink, and with me, the professor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Radiation Ship.
Why would you want to trouble a snake? What has a snake ever done to you?
Well, you know, it's definitely a niche interest, and then it's a small group, but a very, very tight community.
What I want to know is it more of a fetish, and are the snakes consenting to the trouble? I mean, if that's the case, then I'm on board and curious.
Well, my understanding is it's not so much a fetish as it is it's a lifestyle, I guess.
Okay,
you could say it's a choice people make to.
Full commitment.
You know, yeah, exactly. Because, you know, the thing about troubling snakes is snakes are generally fairly, how do you say, even-keeled, I guess?
Yeah.
Like snakes.
They're very simple, very minimal,
right,
streamlined.
Right. Exactly.
No feet.
Perfect. Exactly. That's it. And so it takes a lot to trouble a snake. Mm-hmm. And so these people have to be extremely dedicated.
Yeah.
I say people, they're of course not all people.
No.
Foxes are famous snake troublers,
Yes, of
for
course.
example.
Mongoose, I guess.
Mongoose as well. One champion, well-known sort of world record snake troublers. But you do have these groups of people and communities who will sort of center around, troubling snakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where that comes from.
I can get behind that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be back with you again. This, of course, is episode 5 of Radiation Ship.
Yeah, 5th one ever.
The schedule is getting a little. Whew. It's. I'm not going to say WSPN is snake drivers, but I mean slave drivers. But well, they do keep us on a schedule. I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's true. It's they've gone to great lengths to make sure that our cycle syncs with their cycle.
They definitely have. Speaking of WSPN and their demands on us, they've contacted us and said that we do need to apologize again. Apparently, there's some troublemakers out there, not snake troublers, but just regular old troublemakers.
Yeah,
radiation troublers, I guess you
us
could
troublers.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, who are chasing after some sort of perfect, idealized apology that they have in their mind that they want to hear from us. They want to hear these perfect words said out of our mouths that exactly nullifies whatever harm they feel we've caused.
Yeah, we do not consent, and that is a terrible fetish. That is a terrible fetish.
It is. Like, just the whole idea of getting riled up because I'm going to apologize to you, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, contrition sniffers.
Silly. It makes me furious. And anyway, so we'll be getting to that a little bit later. But before we do that, let's go ahead and start this off with a call.
Yeah.
Let's talk to a caller. Get me in the right mood. Get me in the right headspace.
Get our feet wet. Get our beaks wet. Let's get wet.
Get it all wet. Absolutely. All right, Caden. So we're going to get right into a caller here. Could you go ahead and put somebody through? Hello, caller. Are you there?
Good afternoon. Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yes.
I must apologize. I've been indulging in some snake bothering myself, and now there's some venom everywhere, and I'm suffering from some minor facial paralysis.
We're of course ready to give you advice on any problem you may have.
Yes.
But first of all, we got to knock some things out of this list before. Do you agree to hold us blameless for any advice we may give in this session, and not request any takebacks, apologies, or basically no takebacks is what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I'm entirely responsible for my own actions.
Great. Okay.
That's good.
All right. So what's bothering you today, caller? What can we do for you?
Well, there are several things bothering me, but the main one tends to be, last time I spoke to you gentlemen, we were talking about catchphrases, and I've decided on a new venture.
Okay.
Now, the last time, maybe you could refresh our memory. We do get so many calls and so many callers that are so important to us that we remember so well that's just our minds are just full of all of those calls and all of those potential calls that may or might have happened. And it's just so hard to sort through them all. And there's just been so many times when people called about catchphrases. Yeah. You said catchphrases, right? Catchphrases. They call about those all the time.
The last time we spoke, I thought it would be a good idea to have a business selling people catchphrases that they might need in the wasteland.
Very enterprising, yes.
But nobody seemed to pick me up on it. So I think I'm branching out into greetings cards now.
Okay.
It's a similar sort of vein, but I was thinking of calling it Fallout Mark cards.
Okay. Yeah, I like your amendment to your vision. A catchphrase is an intangible thing, whereas a greetings card is something you can hold in your hand. You can put it on your refrigerator. If you have a refrigerator, if you don't have a refrigerator, you can have a servant hold it indefinitely.
Or a robot hold it. A robot could hold it, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I was thinking, actually, we could get some corpses to hold them. They'd be like nice little holders. They've got those fingers. Sometimes they have fingers, but not always.
Yeah. Not always. Not even living people have all of their fingers, but that's neither here nor there. Most
normal people do have all their fingers.
Yeah, normal isn't a subjective term. But, once rigor mortis has set in, then there's any number of uses for the deceased.
Like you'd be like a sled.
Yeah.
Or like you take them around like on the beach.
A sled?
And they can pretend like you're their boss and you can stay in their beach house.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Even as a post-mortem bucking bronco occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, you need to rig some sort of a bucking mechanism, but that, if you have the engineering skills, that sounds like it will be bucking fantastic.
That's why we have cattle prods.
Don't they have one of those at, what is it, Necropolis?
Oh, Corpopolis, yes.
Corpopolis, yeah. They've got one of those here, I think.
They have many different things that you can do with corpses, and
so many.
Not all of them rhyme with bucking.
I'd rather we didn't talk too much about that place.
Why not? When you find they got a relative there, or what?
No, I wanted some employment there, and they told me I was too extreme.
Oh,
their liking.
Yeah. We told you to do some like grassroots guerrilla marketing for them. How did that go?
The gorilla was the problem, you see.
They don't take gorilla corpses.
Most of it was a gorilla. Yeah. It's when you use a gorilla corpse, often you find that they're a little too well endowed for some of the patrons' liking, and one thing leads to another, and then there's tearing.
So greeting cards. Yes. You've started a greetings card venture. How is that going for you so far?
I'm finding materials a little hard to come by. The catchphrases are not so bad to come by because people tend to shout them at me in the street. I wonder if there's copyright issues with that, though.
With what exactly? People are shouting your catchphrases back at you?
No, just shouting at me. If I could steal their shouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steal their voices, perhaps. I wonder if there might be a way to steal their voices.
Yeah. I mean, it's always important. You have your core value system for your enterprise, but it's always important to keep your mind on expansion. Greeting cards is a great start, but voice robbery, I can only imagine that is incredibly lucrative.
I mean, we've had this happen. Well, nearly happened to us before. So we can definitely speak to it. There are multitudes of ways you can have your voice stolen. I believe psychics, dogs with radios. Among the various methods we explored in the past.
Yeah.
I find strangling a Creative Commons license out of someone to be terribly helpful.
Yeah.
That would definitely figuratively steal their voice.
Yeah,
sure.
It's a great methodology. I mean, people try to do things with their intellect all the time, but sometimes you just need to get your hands around an issue, and you need to squeeze that issue until you get what you want.
Yep.
Brute force, I find, is often the route to success.
Brute force is indeed a gentleman's game.
It is. Yeah. So we're veering off from the subject though. So you're looking for a replacement for your catchphrase game, from your catchphrase hustle, so to speak, and you're looking at getting into greeting cards. Now, I would say off the bat, one of the problems you're going to run into is in the world as it is today. How often is it that you really say hello to people? I think my point is more often aren't you saying goodbye to people? Sometimes people you've never even met before. Well, I mean, we go outside to the bone waste and grab a skull or something. I'm saying goodbye before I even met him. So I guess what I'm saying is, caller, have you considered maybe writing or including at least a farewell card as well?
I think a farewell card would be a good idea in the sense that once you give it to someone and they're gone, you can recycle the same thing for the next person you're saying farewell to.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, you might want to work some sort of planned obsolescence in there. Make it out of, I don't know, some sort of...
soft tissue?
Yeah, soft tissue would probably be good for it.
Yeah.
Some soft tissue, maybe in a roll of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, you made a tissue or something so that while they could reuse it, there'd be a limited reuse for that.
Yeah.
Well, I've done some prototyping with certain flesh products, and there's a nice leather range going on at the moment, and
right, yeah.
I seem to have a nice patina going on there.
Sure, yeah. That sounds interesting. So what's your current stock look like? What kind of stuff do you have in inventory right now?
It is mostly moist.
Right.
In inventory. Yeah. I find that after a little while it tends to I wouldn't say decompose, but certainly settle into wetness.
Okay. I mean that actually is a great solution to the planned obsolescence strategy for your business. If they start moist, then they have nowhere to go but down. So there's a very limited time.
And the mold
Well, I wonder if there might be something to be said for doubling up as jerky.
Well, I mean, that would be another way to go with the planned obsolescence. If it's edible, you can pretty much guarantee somebody's going to eat it.
Yeah.
What I've heard about the scarcity of food and stuff out there in the wastes.
That's true. I mean, leather is notoriously tough, but if it is as moist as you say it is, does that aid in the mastication?
Oh, mastication.
Yes.
Yes, it can aid in the mastication, but it adds a little bit of bite to it at the end when you crunch through some, let's say, thread that I've woven the cards with.
Right. Yeah. Let's say thread. It looks like you're kind of well on your way to at least a unique niche in the market. So what can we specifically help you with?
Well, to be frank, I'm hitting a rather of a brick wall when it comes to holidays, and I don't think there are enough at the moment, so I wonder if you might be able to create some so I can drum up some business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we, as advice givers, are well, we're not licensed, but we're certainly qualified to, sort of come up with maybe some holidays that people don't recognize or should be recognizing. I mean, off the top of my head, we don't have a day for the show.
We don't.
There's no, nationally or locally recognized radiation ship day.
I mean, in a way, isn't every day a radiation ship day? If it's a day on which we are sitting in these chairs and speaking with the masses, I feel like that is a momentous occasion and something that is certainly worthy of a greeting card of some sort.
It is, sure. But just like every day's your birthday, you still want that one special day to call your own.
I feel we're missing a Professor Claus, we need characters.
Professor Claus. I like that. I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to replace my thumb with another thumb. But if I were to graft on some sort of a sharp, pointy implement, I'm having a veritable logjam of ideas in my head right now of the things that I could do with a Professor Claw.
That's true.
I like this.
Yeah. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah.
Scaling walls will be no problem any longer.
It happens. Yeah. The wall of the bunker facing the bone waste has developed a lot of scales, and we've been lacking the correct sharp implement to scrape those off.
Yeah, and then the rock climbing wall and the gyms.
Yeah,
a lot of those handholds come right off, and we should really look at repairing that. We should get Caden on that. Also, every once in a while, Radd, when we decide to open up one of your cans and see what's inside, we're always looking for a can opener, and you can't find a left-handed can opener because it's goddamn ridiculous. My claw could come in really handy with that, and which is another idea. Open a can day. Open a can day.
Yeah.
Wow, what an idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Open a can day.
Open a can day.
It has mystery to it. It's wonderful. We need some kind of present, and they're opening a can, and what's inside but Martha or Jacob.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everyone loves a mystery.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's botulism, but there's that 1 out of 10 times.
Well, and that's cause to celebrate for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, botulism. Botulism day.
And I may have, a collection of cans.
Yeah.
And that we don't open because it's a collection. You don't open a collection.
No.
But there's some people out there who don't have, that assortment of cans, and maybe it'd be good for them. They have 1 can, and then they need a day. They need a specific celebratory reason. When do I open this? Maybe I open it today and starve tomorrow. Maybe I starve today, don't get a chance to open it tomorrow.
Exactly.
Well, open it on Open a Can Day.
Open a can day.
Well, if you starve tomorrow, it goes to someone else, and it's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's true.
Death.
All right. So I guess what we're saying here is that the first step to building that greeting card business is making that holiday.
Yeah.
Popularizing that holiday. Making sure everyone thinks that's always been a holiday.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then taking advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely take advantage of it. It's your holiday. You made it. It's yours. You take advantage of it all you want. It can't say no. It's not it's not a corpse, but it's not a people either.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I think.
So
Probably.
yeah, Was there anything else we could help you with, caller, or was that because you got a lot of work ahead of you?
Well, the rash I need help with, but I may have to go elsewhere.
Oh, we don't do rashes here. Thank you, caller. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him. You know, he had an original business idea about his catchphrases, and it just didn't work. But he found a way to make it work. And you know what? I think his problem was that he has a little bit of a speech impediment. He has difficulty with the hard R's.
Real funny voice, yeah.
And everything has more weight when you use a hard R. You know,
right.
And if you write it down, then the hard R is implied, and everybody knows exactly what you're trying to convey.
It's true. I do kind of, I wish. Now that I think about it, I really wish I'd asked about that rash.
Yeah.
That could have been anything.
Yeah.
Who knows what that was?
It could have added to the mythos of St. Canentine's Day.
Yeah.
You know, open a can, check your rash.
The day you'll have good luck. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got something. We got something great coming up for you here. This has been planned for a long time, and the professor are extremely excited about it.
Preparation. You won't even.
We were not prepared for it, but episode 5, we finally all the groundwork is in place, and we are so excited.
Yeah.
To introduce you to this product
right now.
Hey, it's me, Paul from Piles. Hi, I'm Paul with Piles. I can barely believe in these deals. We've got piles of piles for you to choose from. Buy a bunch and save a bundle. Wow, can you believe it's a winter already? Having holidays. I hope you're ready. The Endless Night of Rags is born anew and blowing the freezing northerly of MSRP reductions. We're here at Piles and can't wait to slant down prices for you and new deals. For a limited time only, find one free of charge and you won't be responsible. Zero financing, no. Money down. You're gonna want to see this deal in action. Moving. Lurching.
Come on down to Westgate. Prostrate before our prices.
We here at WSPN are proud to announce our ever-expanding radio network is now broadcasting to more places. You can now hear us in the Torrible Zone and Shankly Ball, the Pacific Ocean, Return to Me Island, No Woman's Land, the Poison Sea, the Repeating Verdun, and in a wonderful new deal with the Plantation, you can now hear us in the Corpsopolis theme park. WSPN, The Spoon. Our bowl is big enough.
Now, as a part of this apology, I have prepared a written statement.
Yes.
That I'll go through. I believe the professor has one as well. Mine's brief.
Yeah.
To the point.
Okay.
Good. So I, Radd Flink, being of sound mind and body, I have written this apology as a way of apologizing for those people who feel we may have harmed them in some way, who have taken offense to our advice in our best efforts to help them. The end.
That's good. That had words, you made them audible.
I said apologize twice in there, or apology twice.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's an apology.
Yeah.
And if they don't accept it, it's their own fault.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a personal responsibility thing, So I suppose it's my turn. I feel that the gravity, the girth of the mea culpa that is due our listeners is best relayed in the nuances and subtext of the well-known children's fable, Lewd Little Linda and the Lascivious Lemur. Now, as we all know, Lewd Linda was having problems with her plumbing and reached out to the lascivious lemur to help her plug the problematic pipe. Lemurs, of course, are known for their voracious sexual appetites, and Lewd Linda's daddy was not at home. Now, it's worth noting, by the way, that the lemur's promiscuous predilections are second only to that of its cousin, the lusty loris. The loris, however, is more private with its pursuits. It's not an exhibitionist like the brazen bandicoot, which, despite its preference for public performance, is really quite quiet about the whole thing, whereas the erotic emu is known for its ecstatic ejaculations of excitement, which are invariably voiced in view of the voyeuristic bowl. Now, this is fine. Some animals just like to watch. Of course, this is all ubiquitous information that even the smallest child can tell you. The lesser-known proclivities are more valuable facts with which to arm ourselves. Lobsters are known to mate for life, but that doesn't stop them from doing mouth stuff with the occasional walrus. Dolphins have a second, let's call it an honorary blowhole. And to that effect, anteaters are known to hoover up more than just insects, if you catch my drift. And penguins have a weird thing for feet. Radd?
And those of you who are saying, I've been saying insulting, frustrating, and slanderous things about maggot babies?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that absolutely. No.
Yeah.
Maggot babies, as we all know, are a valued part of our community.
Absolutely.
They're important. They're a tight-knit, family-oriented group.
Yeah.
Everybody from Kermush to Miss Pussy.
Yeah.
Those little maggot babies. They're valued members of our community, and I would never say anything bad about them.
No.
I would never disparage them.
Hearts of gold.
Absolutely.
Do they have hearts?
We've got a caller, I believe. Caller, go ahead. What's your name? What's wrong with you?
My name is Gimbeth Frazzetti.
Okay,
and,
close enough.
Sounds plausible.
Gimbeth Frazzetti is my name. You guys don't need to make fun of me. When I say my name, it's my name. I get to say it the way I want.
I mean, we believe you.
I understand. So what's troubling you, Kevin?
Well, I've been having some problems, and like relationship type problems. I don't know that they're just with me. They're my relationship with myself, really.
Okay.
Well, before we get too deep into this, a couple questions for you, just to sort of knock them off the list here. Would you consider yourself to be a human?
Yes, I am a human.
Well, that's great. Welcome aboard.
You've discovered some telltale anatomical markers, perhaps?
I have.
Okay.
Things like hands and feet.
I have two of those.
Single heart.
Yeah.
Eyes.
I
thumbs.
think so. Thumbs.
Hey.
Thumbs.
Easy, Radd.
What? I'm just listing things that make a human.
Just ask him the next question.
I have two of those.
Ass.
Yeah, me too. So that sounds pretty human to me. Okay, well, you know what? We can move on. Lastly, I'd like to make sure, do you agree to not hold us responsible for your hurt feelings?
Well, responsibility for feelings is really
It's your own responsibility, right?
Yeah.
It's your responsibility. Just say yes. Yeah, no, Caden, those are Caden's questions. He's doing some kind of demographic something research. Something about advertisers and...
For his dissertation, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So...
Dispiration. Disapparation, something. Let's call it something like that.
I think that my problems, it's really been with the... When any of my patients have been coming around and I've been trying to get their thoughts correct. I get their thoughts correct, and that helps them heal.
Right.
And helps them feel better.
Okay, sure. Now, you said you had patients. Do you consider yourself to be a patient person? Is that part of the problem? I'm not sure I'm following you.
I take my time with things. Right. I do.
Okay.
But this is the different. These are almost people. Almost.
Okay. And you're trying to help them bridge the gap and become people.
Well, they sometimes have problems.
Okay.
Like with, skin. Like they don't have skin.
Like with rashes. I knew we should have talked.
Rashes, that would be.
Hindsight is 20/20, I suppose.
Yeah.
For these people, we'll put air quotes up. People.
Mm-hmm.
A rash would be something great for them. I mean, they would just enjoy that, really.
Right.
But the lack of skin seems to be the problem.
I see. A rash would indicate the presence of skin, which would be a good thing.
Okay, so I feel like this we need to sort of clean this call up a little bit and just sort of figure out what we're talking about here. So, you have various non-people that you care for. Most of them not having skin, and they have other problems. What can we do to help specifically? Obviously, we don't have any excess skin.
Well, I have
to donate or anything of that sort.
We are quite svelte.
I really think I need to get the word out there that I'm here to help.
Okay.
And that I use natural resources for this help, and that I'd like to, trade money for that help.
Okay. This is beginning to sound a little bit like a commercial, I have to say.
No. I really need help with the relationships with these people.
Okay. Yeah, that's more our department.
I understand, yeah.
You're not supposed to not have skin. Have you tried telling them that and communicating that to them? That they should try having skin, right?
Do they know how gross they are?
I try to tell them it's sometimes hard to get over the level of volume that their screams are taking.
Right.
It's very difficult to actually get any type of point across to these beings, if you will.
So again, I think we're coming to the sort of topic of active listening, and how important that can be, and whether it's talking about advice or I guess healing. In the case of this fellow here, you have to have that active listening engaged.
You know, not only can I sometimes help these people, if you will, I can help them. But also, they do often lose urine when they're screaming.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
And so I've been collecting.
We've all been there.
Been collecting all of their urine.
It's important to have a hobby.
Yeah.
And I've been working on a filtration system to get this urine ready for the public. To drink. So I've been selling this urine as potable drinking water.
Well, I mean,
we're veering back toward commercial territory.
Commercial. I do have to say that this is, if you want to get on the air with a commercial, if you want to advertise, I'm here to help people. That's great. That's great. That's what we're here to do too. Yeah. And we feel you, and we hear you, and we're right there with you.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're saying I want to help people and there's a premium on that help, well, I'm afraid you're going to have to talk to our advertisers, our account manager at WSPN to get that on the air.
Yeah, we've gotten in a lot of trouble as of late for advertising unauthorized products, and this seems like it falls in that territory.
You thought that I was trying to sell urine on your television show.
That is my impression.
That's what I'm gathering.
That is
from.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, well. No, that's
okay.
not.
Well, let me just throw an idea at you. After years of drinking plain old puddle water, isn't it time for a change? Introducing the newest in filtration technology, the Filtrotonic Ionic Filter. Most water purifiers just try to purify your water. That's why we are partnering with the West New Old Catagonia Ripper Dot Cartel, known as the Teeth Collectors, for this exciting new product. Rather than using harmful boiling or disgusting filters that need to constantly be changed, the Filtrotonic Home Premium and Home Sub-Essential line of water filters use a unique ion design to try and add bubbles. This amazing device will leave the prime necessary nutrients, minerals, and radons while adding bubbles to over 70% of your water supply. As always, with the Teeth Collector Cartel, payment is in teeth only. Dead drop locations, the fallen lamppost by the old post office in West New Old Catagonia. Have you considered giving that product a try, caller?
I see. Does that use some sort of electronics or?
It uses only the best.
Oh, I see. So
I have to say, Radd, I think I know where our caller is going with this. You're a Filtry Bob guy. It sounds all well and good. I'm sure it's a great product for somebody who's already well hydrated and looking to decadently luxuriate in a surplus of water. But where is the truly dehydrated to turn? What if you haven't consumed enough water to expel urine? Well, my friends, I got great news for you. If you are too dry to leak freely from your pelvis, but are still alive, there are any number of bodily oozes and gunks being secreted from your orifices and or wounds that all contain what? That's right, water. I would like to introduce you to the Oosmosis 3. Say hello. Invite it in. Don't try and shake its hand. You're already so very weak with thirst. The Oosmosis uses a proprietary scrape and sieve technology to extract the viscous fluids that your body is no longer capable of using and turn them into an almost certainly measurable quantity of something very similar to water. And the best part is, you don't have to do a thing. The Oosmosis does all of the work. If you're all but paralyzed, it scrapes moisture from your eyes. If you're bound to the floor, it extracts from your sores. And if you're lying prostrate, it will harvest from your prostate. You will be so excited you could almost pee if that were physically possible. And you know what? If by some miracle of Tapat you do pee, the osmosis can work with that too. It's simply that versatile. Osmosis. Just lay there. We've got this.
And if you can leverage the osmosis and the filter tectonic, well, you are living in the lap of luxury.
Sure, everyone likes to mix and match.
Water, right? It's the water of life.
I mean, but I believe this is the answer to the problem that I've been having. Is really getting enough liquidy type materials to turn into water. So what you're saying is that these people who come to me for help, that I should maybe just grind them up for their liquid.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, they're not, you said they weren't really people, right?
I mean, their body's your choice,
Exactly. They're screaming so much. Can they even say no?
I haven't heard them scream any no's.
Yeah,
right.
That's good. That's good.
I don't think it's possible for them.
Do you have pets? The osmosis can actually do pets as well. I mean, what are cats and small to medium dogs, if not untapped reservoirs of refreshment?
I've run fresh out of pets.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure somebody nearby has one. Thank you very much for your time, caller. Go ahead and leave it there. Any final thoughts for us, caller?
Thank you so much for your time today, and I believe that you really have helped me today. Thank you so much, guys.
Our pleasure.
Yep.
Our pleasure. Yep. Our call. Our duty.
Yep. This is what we do.
That's what we do.
All right. Well, I think that went pretty well.
It did. I think if nothing else, in addition to the products, he's learning to survey his surroundings, to look for the resources that are available to him. He doesn't have any pets, but he has lots of screaming creatures going around. Maybe he's going to search around his house for alternate sources of water. A surprising amount of human fluid can be found on houseplants.
One thing does bother me, though, and I didn't want to say this in front of him, but he kept talking about patients.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have been a doctor?
They're just jealous that they don't have syringes for fingers like the Osmosis 3.
Right. All right. Well, I think it's time for another commercial. I'm excited about this one, Professor.
I've been hoping. I've been waiting.
I've been waiting all day for this.
I'm on the tips of my toes.
Just around the corner, nature is calling you to experience a refreshingly refreshing beverage rendezvous, climbing the bladder of beverages, a drink encounter with the 12 minerals and bioamulets that the universe always intended. Every bottle of Petalman's Raw contains natural and naturalistic nootrotics suspended in a surprisingly sterile solution that we draft straight from our all-natural tinkling vats. Petalman sees the value in doing things the old-fashioned way. That's why we say, with Petalman's, you're in luck. Other bottling companies may cravenly play God by eradicating every teeny particulate with grubby filters or dirty orphans, but not Petalman's. So incredibly surprisingly, very hygienically, technically sterile, which is why we also say, pass on soda, pass on tea and coffee, and pass water. Another thing we say, we're cutting out the middleman by becoming the Petalman. This is a motto of ours, raw and natural, from our bladders to yours eventually. Also, here's something our orphans try and live by. We did a bunch of big boy pee-pee in a vat. Look for all our flavors at your local bazaar, now in hydrated, normal, and asparagus.
Disgusted with your day? Gag on this. WSPN. The Spoon.
As exciting as that product was,
and it was exciting.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we received a call during the commercial. Caden informed us just now. We've been asked to apologize yet again, this time for the airing of unauthorized commercials.
Yeah.
And that makes me think, really what is an unauthorized commercial? I authorized it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I authorized it.
I don't remember giving anyone else the rights.
Yeah.
I don't remember signing over my voice and my opinions whole hog to anyone, WSPN or anybody.
Yeah.
And while we value the family that WSPN has built, those of you out there who are complaining about commercials, like, we're offering you a product.
Yeah.
These are things for sale, the best kind of thing. Why are you complaining about this? It's ridiculous.
Exactly. I would like to say to you, Radd, and to our listeners, you are the sole shareholder of your prerogative. No one can take that from you. No overarching network can call you and say, and make you apologize.
That's true.
They can't.
I would like to apologize, though. I would. To you, Professor. On behalf of these troublemakers.
Hit me.
These mutts and mongrels who are trying to destroy us.
Come at me, bro.
I would like to apologize for them. I would like to say sorry for them.
Yeah.
And in saying sorry, maybe bring about some sort of rectification, make it right.
Yeah.
And so there's an apology.
Yeah. And Radd,
they're sorry.
I acknowledge that you have apologized to me.
On behalf of others.
Yeah, sure.
Sort of.
Whatever.
A broker of apologies.
Yeah.
Of a sort.
Thanks, champ.
I do that because I know how much it's hurt me.
Yeah.
To get all these complaints for apologies.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think they, they owe me one as well.
They absolutely do.
They do.
And perhaps one day, someone will speak on behalf of them.
Maybe they will.
And apologize to you.
But for now, I'll just take that IOU.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen. Not for you kind listeners out there, but those of you out there who know who they are. The Teapot gives, Teapot takes away, and I'll do the same here, because I got something coming out for all of you. All you callers who are calling in. This isn't our normal listeners. This isn't our good, faithful WSPN family.
Not you.
Who loves us. Like a brother, like a sister, like an aunt, like an uncle. And the feeling is mutual.
It is.
We are, we're a community.
We are.
And we care for each other, and we provide help for each other, and, you buy products that we advertise. Like a community, like a family.
That's how family works.
That is how families work. And here's how we work. What we're going to do here is put all you calling in and asking for apologies, all you trying to breaking up this family, you darn home wreckers, coming in saying, ooh, WSPN, they should be sorry for this. Oh, I'll give you something to be sorry for.
Uh-oh.
You hear that?
Uh-oh.
You hear that? Do you know what we are willing to do? Do you hear that? Because it's coming.
Sounds like
and
trouble.
If you keep it up, I'll keep it up. You know I'll keep it up. Because that sound is the sound of your doom. So you better watch your backs. You better watch yourself. And you better watch the skies. Again, just those of you calling in to WSPN asking for apologies.
Yeah.
If we've done something that you feel we should apologize for, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, you're allowed to think that.
Absolutely.
But don't be calling into WSPN. Don't be saying they need to apologize because I'm mad and they hurt my feelings. Your feelings are your own, so keep them to yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have today for Radiation Shit. Thank you for joining us again. As always, I'm your host, Radd Flink. With me, as always, the Professor.
Y'all done messed up.
Don't come looking for us.
Laying down tracks where they can't be ignored. WSPN. The Spoon.
All right, so I guess we're just supposed to read this. I think the mic's here.
Okay, is this good?
Is there anybody even out there? Hello?
Sibilance.
Can you hear us?
Sibilance.
Look, I guess it's fine. Let's just go.
Okay. Ever feel like dating is the worst?
Try dating during the end of the world.
From everyday occurrences like the wildest of encounters,
love is a lot of things.
But simple sure isn't one of them.
We are here to help you navigate the twists and turns of the human here.
Whether your situation called for tough love or kid gloves, Join us.
Professor Shaum Defroyen.
And Radd.
Flink, while we help you learn about laughing and loving.
And loving. And
just maybe a little bit about yourself.
I don't do things in little bits.
You didn't write this, did you?
I didn't write this.
I don't do little bits either.
I thought you wrote that.
If it's not man-sized, it's not worth it, right?
No.
What do these people even think? I mean, a little bit about yourself. I'm sure they think, oh, you learn a little bit. All those other shows are like, you learn a lot about yourself.
They just need to stick to what they do.
Yeah, they need to stay in their lane.
And let us do what we do.
Which is making people learn, forcing people to learn about themselves.
I don't know why they think that they can do this. I don't know why they think they have the ability to do this, or they think they could somehow do that better than us.
There's no way they could. I mean, just try it.
Yeah.
Why don't you try it? Why don't we just have a contest? Why don't we just make a big old contest where there's a co-host that comes in and tries to do our job?
I, Psy Dog, dare you.